I'm Robin, English teacher with Core Languages, and today I'm at Folly Beach County Park. And behind me is the ocean. Have a look at it. The waves are a little small, aren't they? But it's still very pretty, isn't it? When I make statements like, the waves are a little small, or it is still pretty, and I want the person that I'm talking to confirm whether the statement is accurate or true, or whether they agree, I can use what's called question tags. For example, the waves are a little small, aren't they? But it is still very pretty, isn't it? But we need to understand how to create question tags. For example, it would be incorrect to say, the waves are a little small, don't they? Or, it is still very pretty, aren't it? So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to create and use question tags. So the next time you make a statement and you want the person you're talking to confirm whether it is true or accurate, you can formulate a perfect English sentence.
Question tags. Question tags are short questions that are added to the end of a positive or negative statement to confirm whether something is correct or not correct. The regular sentence order would be subject, verb, and then the rest of the sentence. To add a question tag, we use a comma, and then we use the auxiliary verb or modal verb and the subject, followed by the question mark. For example, we aren't late, are we? The train has stopped, hasn't it? I am wrong, aren't I? When adding a question tag to a positive statement and we want to confirm whether this is true or correct or not, we add the negative form of the verb or the question. It is important to note that if we use the verb to be and the subject is I, the correct question tag is aren't I. Here are some examples. She plays soccer, doesn't she? Notice that she plays soccer is a positive statement, and we want to confirm whether this is true. So we add the negative form, doesn't she? The dog is barking, isn't it? You have seen Star Wars, haven't you? And I am always on time, aren't I? When we make a negative statement and want to confirm whether it is true or correct, we use the positive form of the verb or the question. For example, we don't have time to relax, do we? We don't have time is the negative statement, but it is followed by the positive question, do we? Sheep aren't aggressive, are they? I can't go yet, can I? Statements whose subject is an indefinite pronoun, such as this, that, these, or those, are followed by a question tag using it as a subject. For example, this isn't cheese, is it? It is important to remember what verbs to use when forming question tags. If the verb in the sentence is to be, the question tag will also use to be. Remember that when you are making a positive statement, the question tag will use a negated form of to be. For example, the meeting is today, isn't it? I could also reverse the statement and say, the meeting isn't today, is it? Sentences with most other verbs will use to do for their question tag. For example, you run every day, don't you? I could also reverse this statement and say, you don't run every day, do you? If the verb in the sentence is a modal verb that is not followed by the infinitive with to, the question tag will also use this modal verb. For example, I can dance well, can't I? If the modal verb is followed by the infinitive, for example, I need to work today, the question tag uses the auxiliary verb to do. Don't I? I need to work today, don't I? If the verb in the sentence is have as part of a tense, the question tag also uses have. For example, he has never worn the shirt, has he? This sentence is in the present perfect, has worn, so the question tag will use have. However, we have to go, don't we? In this example, have is not part of a tense, so we use the auxiliary verb to do to form the question tag. Don't we? Here are some examples of positive statements followed by negated question tags. I am a good friend, aren't I? This sentence uses the verb to be, so the question tag also uses to be. Be careful, if the subject of the sentence is I and the verb is to be, the question tag is aren't I? The girl can sing, can she? This sentence uses a modal verb that is not followed by the infinitive with to, so we also use the same modal verb to form the question tag. We've hiked 5 miles, haven't we? This sentence uses the verb have as part of the present perfect, have hiked, so the question tag will also use have. Here are some examples of negative statements that are followed by a positive question tag. I'm not a good friend, am I? Notice that because we are making a negative statement first, it is correct to use am in the question tag if the subject is I. It would be incorrect to say, I am not a good friend, are I? The boy can't sing, can he? Notice that we use the modal verb can in the negative statement, and so the question tag will also use can. We haven't hiked 5 miles, have we? The sentence uses have as part of the present perfect, so the question tag also uses have. Look at the following examples and try to choose the correct sentence. She is reading The Hobbit, is she? Or she is reading The Hobbit, isn't she? Remember that if you are making a positive statement, the question tag will be negated. The correct sentence is, she is reading The Hobbit, isn't she? And how about this sentence? He did not play video games all day, did he? Or he didn't play video games all day, didn't he? The correct sentence is, he did not play video games all day, did he? The statement is negative, so it needs to be followed by a positive question tag. And how about these examples? You don't ride a motorcycle, do you? Or, you don't ride a motorcycle, ride you? The correct sentence is, you don't ride a motorcycle, do you? The sentence uses the auxiliary verb to do, And it is making a negative statement, so it needs to be followed by the positive question tag, also using the auxiliary verb to do. And how about this example? I must work, do I not? Or I must work, mustn't I? The correct sentence is, I must work, mustn't I? This sentence uses the modal verb must, and must is not followed by the infinitive using to. So we also need to use must in the question tag. Look at this example and try to choose the correct question tag. You write novels for a living, don't you? Or do not you? The correct question tag would be, don't you? You write novels for a living, don't you? And how about this example? We should bring a gift, should we? Or we should bring a gift, shouldn't we? This sentence is making a positive statement first, so it needs to be followed by a negative question tag. We should bring a gift, shouldn't we?
Thank you for watching. I hope you now have a better understanding of how to use question tags. As always, if you have more questions, feel free to comment, or if you're interested in joining one of our courses with a live instructor, feel free to message us directly. I look forward to seeing you in our next class.